Welcome back, Forgotten Crimes fans. Today we are delving into the infamous case of Bonnie and Clyde, the notorious criminal duo whose crime spree during the Great Depression captured the nation's attention and left a lasting legacy in American folklore. Their story is one of love, crime, and the relentless pursuit by law enforcement, making them both feared and romanticized figures in history. Bonnie Elizabeth Parker was born on October 1, 1910, in Rowena, Texas. She was a bright student and showed a talent for writing poetry. However, her life took a turn when she married Roy Thornton at the age of 15. The marriage was short-lived, and after Thornton was imprisoned for robbery, Bonnie returned to her mother's home, yearning for excitement and adventure. Clyde Chestnut Barrow was born on March 24, 1909, in Ellis County, Texas. He grew up in a poor family and began his life of crime at a young age, committing petty thefts and later escalating to more serious offenses, including robbery and car theft. Clyde's criminal activities led to multiple arrests and imprisonments, where he developed a reputation for his daring escapes and violent tendencies. The paths of Bonnie and Clyde crossed in January 1930 when they met at a mutual friend's house. They were instantly drawn to each other, and their partnership quickly turned into a notorious crime spree. Clyde was soon arrested and imprisoned, but Bonnie's devotion to him never wavered. She even smuggled a gun into the prison to help him escape, although he was recaptured shortly afterward. After Clyde's release in February 1932, Bonnie and Clyde reunited and embarked on a crime spree that lasted 2 years and spanned several states. They led the Barrow Gang, which included various accomplices over time, such as Clyde's brother Buck and his wife Blanche, as well as W.D. Jones and Henry Methvin. The gang was involved in numerous robberies, primarily targeting small-town banks, gas stations, and stores. Bonnie and Clyde's criminal activities were marked by their daring and often violent methods. They were known for their quick getaways, usually in stolen cars, and their willingness to engage in shootouts with law enforcement. Their notoriety grew as they left a trail of chaos and bodies in their wake. The media played a significant role in their fame, sensationalizing their exploits and romanticizing their image as rebellious outlaws. One of the most infamous incidents involving Bonnie and Clyde occurred on April 13, 1933, in Joplin, Missouri. Law enforcement officers attempted to raid the Barrow Gang's hideout, resulting in a violent shootout. 2 officers were killed, and Bonnie and Clyde managed to escape. The raid yielded a treasure trove of photographs and personal items, including a camera with undeveloped film. The photographs, which included images of Bonnie posing with guns and cigars, further fueled their legendary status. Despite their growing infamy, Bonnie and Clyde's lives were far from glamorous. They were constantly on the run, living in stolen cars and abandoned buildings, and relying on the support of sympathizers. They often suffered from injuries sustained during their numerous shootouts, and their health deteriorated due to the harsh conditions of their fugitive lifestyle. The relentless pursuit of Bonnie and Clyde by law enforcement culminated in a deadly ambush on May 23, 1934. Texas Ranger Frank Hamer and a posse of officers tracked the duo to Bienville Parish, Louisiana. Acting on a tip from Henry Methvin's father, who had made a deal with the authorities to secure his son's pardon, the posse set up an ambush on a rural road. As Bonnie and Clyde approached in their car, the officers opened fire, killing them instantly in a hail of bullets. The ambush was a gruesome end to Bonnie and Clyde's crime spree, but it only added to their legend. Their deaths were widely publicized, and the bullet-riddled car became a macabre symbol of their violent lives. Thousands of people attended their funerals, and their story continued to captivate the public's imagination. The legacy of Bonnie and Clyde is a complex one. On one hand, they were ruthless criminals responsible for numerous deaths and countless acts of violence. On the other hand, they became folk heroes, symbolizing rebellion against the establishment during a time of economic hardship and social upheaval. Their story has been immortalized in books, songs, and films, most notably the 1967 movie, Bonnie and Clyde, which portrayed them as tragic anti-heroes. In reflecting on the lives and crimes of Bonnie and Clyde, it is crucial to remember the victims and the suffering caused by their actions. The romanticized image of the couple often overshadows the brutal reality of their crimes. Families lost loved ones, and communities were terrorized by their ruthless behavior. While their story is compelling, It is ultimately a tragic tale of love gone awry and the destructive power of crime. The fascination with Bonnie and Clyde, while understandable given the dramatic nature of their lives, should also serve as a cautionary tale about the consequences of glorifying criminals. The real legacy of Bonnie and Clyde is a reminder of the human cost of their actions and the importance of law enforcement in maintaining social order. Bonnie and Clyde's rise to notoriety was marked by a combination of daring exploits and strategic planning. They carefully selected their targets, often choosing rural banks and stores where security was lax. Their ability to elude capture for so long was a testament to their cunning and the support network they had built. However, their violent methods and the increasing pressure from law enforcement eventually led to their downfall. The story of Bonnie and Clyde also highlights the role of the media in shaping public perception of criminals. The sensational coverage of their exploits contributed to their legendary status, blurring the line between reality and myth. This phenomenon is not unique to Bonnie and Clyde. It is a recurring theme in the history of crime and punishment, reflecting society's complex relationship with outlaws and rebels. The pursuit and eventual capture of Bonnie and Clyde were significant milestones in the fight against organized crime. Their deaths marked the end of an era of notorious bank robbers and highwaymen who had plagued the United States during the Great Depression. The tactics used by law enforcement to track and apprehend the couple set important precedents for future investigations and highlighted the need for coordination and cooperation among different agencies. In the end, Bonnie and Clyde's story is a tragic reminder of the destructive power of crime and the human toll it takes. While their lives have been romanticized in popular culture, the reality of their actions was far from glamorous. They lived a life of constant danger and fear, ultimately paying the ultimate price for their choices. Thanks for joining us on this episode of Forgotten Crimes. We love diving into the world of true crime, exploring the stories that grip the world and uncovering the details that make these cases so fascinating. If there's a case you're curious about or if you have any thoughts to share, let us know. Until next time, keep your curiosity alive and remember, the world of crime is as complex as it is captivating.